right, so let me just be honest. Let me just tell you the truth. I can't play the guitar to save my life. All right. A guitar is a very interesting musical instrument that requires time, energy, and training. Almost like a relationship. Welcome to breakfast, and all the intricacies around it. All right, so get ready. It's going to be an amazing time.
You want your breakfast?
I beg. I no want breakfast. I beg. Sit up. I beg you.
Sorry.
I beg.
Welcome, relationship straight talk. Today we're dealing with you don't chop breakfast. In other words, have you been served breakfast? Now, for those of you who already know where I'm going to with this, that's fine. I'm coming to you. For those who don't, it's a modern term for have you been heartbroken? All right. Today we're going to be dealing with being heartbroken and not even knowing it. It's a very toxic place to be. A lot of people are in that space and have developed vices. And by vices, I necessarily don't mean only alcohol or cigarettes. They've developed vices. They are completely different people from. If you see people that knew them 5-6 months ago, they're completely different people. Not because anything changed in what they are consuming, but their entire disposition changes because they don't chop breakfast. So first off, what is this chop breakfast? When you have given 100% of yourself and have gotten less than 10% back, I'm trying to be modest here. What is the pass mark in any exam? Let's say 45. No, let's say 55, 65. So if you're getting 10%, if you're getting 20%, my sister, my brother, you are eating breakfast. It's only you that didn't get it. All of us, every other person got that memo except you. So that means that the relationship was not even. How relationship works is not, a lot of people say 50-50. Relationships are 100-100. So if you are putting 110 because you are like that, you are that guy or you are that girl, and you are getting less than 10%, you are eating breakfast. Now, this is not the video for what is the content of the breakfast. We'll get to that in another video. But for now, I want you to understand that why you are becoming different, why you're becoming cold, why you're becoming quiet is because you are giving 110% and you are getting less than 10%. What does that mean? Ever wondered why at some point you're talking to your girlfriends or your boyfriends and you're asking, do you call your boyfriend 10 times a day? Now, there's nothing wrong with calling your boyfriend or your girlfriend 10 times a day. What is wrong is if you are trying to get validation from your friends, because it almost seems as though what is actually going on in your mind is, I am the one doing all the calling, but you just need to banter it off someone to get it so that you kind of feel good about yourself. And then if they are crazy friends, they tell you yes. If they're honest friends, they tell you no. He calls me once in a while, I call him once in a while. And then it begins to sink in. You find out that you are constantly breaking the bank to make her happy. Or you're constantly going over and above to make him happy on his own celebrations and anniversaries or whatever. But when the roles are reversed, there is a convenient reason why the same thing didn't happen for you. Or there was no celebration, but somehow you didn't make a fuss because you don't want to be, don't mind my French, bitchy about it, or you don't want to be sissy about it as a man, and then you let it slide, but it is piling up. Now we're getting to the point where you become a cycle, and you don't know you're in a relationship. You're telling everybody else you're in a relationship, but you know that if she walks away, you knew from day one. If he walks away, you knew from day one. But somehow you didn't know how to deal with this. Now I've mentioned phone calls, I've mentioned celebrations. Now I'm talking about the third thing we're dealing with is conversations. If you notice that you are the one always wanting to talk, now not because he's a quiet person, she's a quiet person, or she's fun or not fun, but he's just not the one making conversations. She's just not the one making conversations, and it's going into those monosyllables. That's another subject. Monosyllables is another subject on its own in relationships. So once you begin to get all those cold responses, oh please, I'm kind of busy today, call me at night, or a dismissive conversation, it means you are eating a big bowl of breakfast. It's only you that does not know. The fourth thing is when there's now no attraction. You are no longer, you are trying everything possible, literally possible, to be attracted to him. Or you are trying everything literally possible to be attracted to her, but it's seemingly not working like that. Somehow our friends suddenly look more interesting. Somehow his friends suddenly look more interesting. It means these four things I've mentioned are all symptoms of a good breakfast that you have eaten, but only you does not know. So to take this thing to the next level, I want to also discuss how do you begin to identify that you have already had breakfast without knowing, before when I get to what is the way out of it. So what happens is this: the fastest way to know they are eating breakfast, digested it, and not even know, is you begin to make excuses and tell stories to people that matter concerning the relationship. So you would say things like, oh, she had to run to do this. No, but it's your birthday. No, she had to run. Oh, but she had to work, or he had to do something, and you begin to tell stories. Your girlfriend say, oh, we're going out tonight. 2 hours before, say, oh, I can't make it. So, guy is a bit underneath the weather, and we need to just make sure. And they know, because they probably saw it earlier in the evening that you didn't know. And he's already out, and you are telling stories. What is happening is you are trying to hold on to a thing that died. You are trying to give life to something that has died. And if you're in that situation, your breakfast is very sweet. But I'm here to help you know that once you're in that place, there are only two possible outcomes. Number one, get help. A lot of people eventually, when we hear of depression cases or suicide cases or people that went into mental health cases, it was because from the beginning, the natural human response is coping. So when you get to Alaska, you'll be human beings minus 60 degrees. Man is proficient at coping and adapting. It's the way man is wired. If you go to the Himalayas, there are people living there. It tells you that we have a high propensity to cope. But when it comes to the issue of our emotions and relationships, if we try to do the same thing we've done with our habitats and our emotions, we will crumble, we will malfunction. And that malfunction is usually obvious when it's now almost salvageable. So when she's almost gone mad is when we notice. When he's become a retard is when we notice, and that's where the problem has started. So the first reason why you need to get help is because you can't do it by yourself. If you feel uncomfortable in some way, instead of trying to paraphrase with your friends, instead of trying to banter off people, find a professional and get help. I have seen people who are at the brink of destruction in their emotions, in their marriages, and somehow found their way back to mending because they got up from that breakfast table. You know what I mean? They got up from that breakfast table and went to get professional help. Number two, address the issue with your partner. To assume that you are hurt or you've eaten breakfast and somehow want to justify why your partner is behaving the way he's behaving is actually a telltale sign of mental health issues. One of the things you can do is to create an ambience where both of you are relaxed. So say, oh, it's my treat, let's go watch a movie. And you all are doing something you really like, both of you like, and then you're able to say, there's a way I'm feeling, you just want to just bounce it off you. So that just clear me. If I'm right, tell me why. If I'm wrong, also just clear me. I think that the energy with which you chase or love or give me attention has been, just your honest opinion. I don't need any other. If it's yes. If it's not true, no. Then reassure me and we'll be fine. I think that this means that we're not taking things that concern me as seriously as you ought. Am I right or wrong? If I'm right, please tell me and then let me know how to do it. If I'm wrong, also tell me and then help me deal with these things. It's sometimes it's the simplest things that are the most powerful things. Now, those two things I've said will save you every possible chaos you will meet in a relationship. However, modern times or social media will tell you to just switch it off like a switch and move to the next relationship. Guess what? You're going to torture the next person because you didn't heal from the first one, you didn't get clarity from the first one, and then you jump onto the next chick or then you jump onto the next guy. You're immediately going to begin to make subtle comparisons without even knowing. So if you keep saying I love you, your mind will start saying that's what the other guy said. And then you begin to suspect off the gate. He's done nothing wrong, but he has to deal with that. If you're a lady, you know what I'm talking about. You've not dealt with it, then you move to the next guy, but the next guy is kind of richer, kind of nicer, but cockier than him. You're going to pick that up almost immediately because you were still dealing with a lack of affection and attention in the formal relationship. I hope this was helpful. If you've got questions, if you've got comments, like I said, feel free, drop them. There's an email address that we're going to put out. If you've got questions and this was helpful for you, please let us know. I will get back to you on how we can schedule sessions, how we can help you get past all of this. If this was value, please hit the like button, share, tell your friend, comment on it, let us know how this has been helpful for you. And if you've got topics you would want me to deal with on this series, let me know and I'll be most excited to help you get some clarity. Alright, until I come your way again, my name remains Iheanyi Ejiogu. All my handles are there. Let's get it in our relationship. Let's make it last. Relationship Straight Talk. See you. Bye-bye.